Yo, 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 my Star Citizens and Noob Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Menix. And in today's video, I'm going to do this one as a quick one, a 15-minute one. Originally, I was going to put this one into a different video with the hull C, which I'm going to post in a couple of days or a day or so like. And I decided after doing this video, it was quite a long one. So rather than pin in that one, I'm going to make it its own video. And this one is for Bam Corp Gaming, who asked me to have a look at a run for the Starfarer. Unfortunately, I don't have a Starfarer, so I can't actually do a video on the run. But this is how I would plan a run and my thinking behind it. Maybe some of you guys might get some use from this and how I plan stuff and my thoughts of not just going from profit and stuff like that. I thought it was quite obvious, some of this stuff with running, but I had a message that I saw a couple of days back where someone had tried selling medical supplies at a space station and he had a few hundred of it and couldn't understand why he couldn't sell it. And I just thought it was common knowledge that you could only sell 50 at a space station and 500 at a base. So it's obvious that that's a lot of people don't actually really know the ins and outs of some of these cargo running. So I'm just going to go through this video for Bam Corp Gaming and hopefully you get some use from it, guys, and anybody else that wants to know more about how I plan my routes and the routes themselves and cargo running. So we hope you like this video, guys. If you do like this video, don't forget to take that pointer, tickle that like button for us. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe notification for more videos as we drop them. Also check out the description for the Discord link as well as the org link, as well as the YouTube membership if you want to help the channel out further. You get some goodies and shout outs in videos and stuff like that. And we're still working on other tiers and what we can do with that. And yeah, so I'm also going to do a quick plug on my other channel, which is No Nonsense Music Tips. And if you're into making music, mixing, mastering, all of that type of stuff, then go check out this page. I've got 30 years in the game and well qualified for doing these videos on that. And yeah, so go and check that out, guys. And if you like that, then subscribe over there as well. So let's get into this one, guys. I'm going to look at the Starfarer for Bam Corp Gaming. So this is a run I'm going to be looking at for Bam Corp Gaming, who asked me to check out the Starfarer. Like I said, I don't have the ship itself, so I can only do the planning of it, and this is what I'll show you and how I plan. So I'm going to use aUEC Corp Tools webpage and SC Trade Tools webpage. I'm going to use a mixture of the two, and I'll show you why in a minute. And so the first thing I would do is I would pick my ship, which is the Starfarer. I think even the Starfarer Gemini, it's got the same cargo, so it doesn't really matter. And so you've got 291. Anything below 120, I would say it's not really worth doing cargo running in, and I would stick more to vice running. So things like the ETAM and the Slam and the Widow and stuff like that, the more dangerous cargo running, I would stick to that because it's not really worth it with this, unless you're going to go for just mainly Beryl or something like that and do a lot of runs. So 291 is a really good space for this. And so what I would do is I would go through each of these and look at what might be the best ones to look at. But for me, with what I know, I would look at Festinite. Now this is all going to depend on, do you want to go to planets? Do you want to go to space stations? How far do you want to travel for profit? Are you more looking for profit over time? Or are you looking for just pure profit and it doesn't matter about the time? These are the things that you've got to ask yourself when you're looking at these. So one of the first things I would look at is Festinite. And the best thing I would look at from there is Bikini Point, because of it being right above Area 18. And so here is your best price. So you can see it's 2,305 is the lowest you can get it for. And we're at Bikini Point, we're going to be paying around 54 per unit more. And this is the best price you can sell it for, so the highest price. And so we're going to, from between there and there, we're going to lose about 130-ish per unit. So not the best, let's go back. Not the best profits. If you want the best profit, you go for Pyro and New Babbage, and you can make about 124. That's your best, what you could make with this version that we're on now. And always keep checking this, because you might come into it in 3 days' time and the best place might actually be Terra Gateway, and then Orison might be the best place for selling it. So you just keep an eye on that, and this is what you would be looking at. So I would look at Bikini Point for this rather than looking at they're getting the best profit, what I'm looking at here is the time, profit over time. And Bikini Point to Area 18 is because the planet, the space station is above the planet, it's going to be a quick run. You're going to be looking at about 15 minutes per run. And you're looking at about 90,000 per profit, per run, sorry. So you could probably get about 3 runs in an hour. So you're probably looking at just under 300,000 per run. So maybe 3-4 hours and you could make $1 million on that. And that's a quick run there. So that's one of the ones I would look at. If you wanted pure profit, then like I say, you could go for Pyro Gateway to New Babbage, but you're only going to make about 30,000 profit more and the runs are going to be a lot longer. So I would stick with that one and that one there. So it's not always best going for the least buy price and the most sell price. It's not always the best because of the time it takes to get between the two. So the next thing I would look at is longer runs. So I would look at something like maybe Laranite could be another one to look at. And you would look at the different prices. Again, Tyron Myers is going to be our best price and Lawville is going to be the best selling price. And you're going to make about 165,000 profit. But if we look at Tram and Myers here, and we go to SC Trade Tools and then we go on to Trade Routes and we put in the Starfarer and submit. Now, I'll show you the gold one in a minute. This is, you'd make an absolute killing on gold if you can do that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go to gold. I'm going to go to what we were just looking at, which was Laranite. So scroll down to Laranite here and hit submit. Now, at Tram and Myers, they've only got 150. That's not enough to fill your ship. And the refresh rate is on as 1 per minute. So there's no point in going to Tram and Myers because you're not going to fill your ship. So what you need to do is look at, and this is why we use the 2 here, look at the places where you're going to get the most. So you're going to get the most here at Bezdek and Lethan over on Ariel. And you're going to get half of their stock here, which is still enough to fill your ship if other people haven't took it. So you're best off here because you're going to get more chance of filling your ship. But if you're looking at like a run where you're close to Walla and you want to jump from Walla to like somewhere like Area 18 or something like that, then that might be a better one. So what I'll do is I'll look at Laranite and then I'm going to look at what, like I said, the run. So we're looking at Art Corp here, Art Corp 45 here. And if we go back to here to Art Corp 45, you're going to get around 500. And then you've also got 56 here is another one you can look at. And they're both on Walla. You're looking at about 500 units. So you may get one and then 20 a minute. So you might have a little bit of a wait on 45 because it's refreshing at 20 a minute. And like I said, the other one was 56, but it's not showing on here for some reason. And the best place to sell it is Lawville. But if you wanted to jump down to Area 18, you're looking at about 120 profit. But like I said, at 45, you're only getting about 500 or something. So your best one to look at here is actually Lethan, where you're going to get 1,000, and Lawville, the best price selling it. Now, if we look at the price between Art Corp 2,366, 2,446. So we're looking at just short of about 90-ish, 90 between the two, between that one and that one, and they're both the same. So you've got 2 places. So you've got a stock of around 2,000 and quickly refreshing if you go into Lethan and Bezdek because they're both at the same place. But you're going to lose about 90, yes, about 90, 80 or something like that it might be actually. Yeah, about 80 between that one and that one. 80 per unit. But if you go into Area 18, you're losing around 140 between Area 18 and Lawville. So even though you're losing about 80 here, you're losing about 114 by going to Area 18 rather than Lawville. So it's actually better to go from the Hurston area where there is more stock here rather than going to the place where you're going to get a better price. So this is why I say you've got to look at these routes and planning out proper. So I would look at Lethan and Bezdek as the 2 places, and then Lawville as the selling place, and you're looking at about 140. So again, you're going from a moon of Hurston to Hurston itself, and you can make about 140,000 profit. So there's a nice run there that you could look at. And like I said, the other place you can go to is Bezdek, and you're just going to lose a little bit more profit because of the selling price, but there's going to be the stock of 1,000 at both of those 2. So Lethan to Lawville was going to be a good one there. You need about 700,000 to invest in it, and then you should get about that. But like I said, this may change when you come and look at it. So always come and have a look and have a proper look and use my method and what's in my head. So the next thing to look at, I would look at from here is not meds, because if you go to meds and you go to somewhere like Crusader, you can only sell these meds at ports, basically on planets, because if you sell them to any of these places, you're only going to be able to sell 50 a time. So it's going to take a while to sell it. So your best place is going to be somewhere like New Babbage or Lawville here, and you're going to make about 100,000, but that's going to be a massive run for you. But it's still there, and you could maybe make 100,000. It's another one to look at if you look at meds here. So let's go down to meds and medical supplies and submit. You're looking at 25,000 on the Terra jump point where you can get some meds from. So that might be one to look at, the Terra jump point. And then you got 2,000 at all these other places. So like if you go into McGrath, you're looking at about 2,000 on these other ones. So you're going to be able to pick up the stock from here and go down to Lawville. But if you're at Microtech here, you're probably best off going down to the Microtech place, which is New Babbage. But because they make the stuff there, you know, I don't know. But you still can make 100,000 profit. So that's another one to look at is the meds, but you have to sell them at the planets, because any of these other places where you would get better profit, well, not that much better profit, but you can only sell 50. So if you get med supplies, you're going to have to go down to a planet to sell them. Now, like I said, the Terra Gateway, you're looking at about 84,000 profit. And I haven't fully looked yet at other places where you could sell this, but you're definitely better off on the planets. So Area 18 here, you're looking at about 80,000 profit from the Terra Gateway. So you're probably better off looking at places close to it. So maybe rearing McGrath to the New Babbage here, and you're looking at about 101. And they'll buy 500, so more than enough. You'll be able to sell it on. So the next thing I would look at is another big one would be something like Beryl. Now with Beryl, you're probably looking at buying it around Microtech, and you can sell at Orison. You're making about 174, but that is a massive trip. It depends, like I said, whether you want the long trip or you don't want the long trip. And so if you want to sell it for the best price at Orison, and we look at it here, we're looking at losing 50 there, and then another 40, another 10 there, so 60 there. So if we're going to buy it from Microtech, we're going to be losing around 250-ish per unit. So we're down to 97 from 174. So you're losing a lot there. About 80,000 to go back to go from New Babbage to New Babbage. So what I would look at is, if we got to go to Orison, I would look close to Orison and something like this one here. So you're going to lose about 10,000 from the best profit, but you're in the same area. Now let's have a look up here at Beryl and hit that. And what have we got at 141? So we're looking at about 800 units. So you may fill it up. It's not these ones where you've got 30,000. But again, you've got to decide on whether you want to take the chance of going to somewhere like 141 and hoping the stock's there for the shorter trip, or whether you want a little bit of a longer trip from somewhere like Hurston and then going over to Crusader. If we go to Hurston here, you're looking at 149 profit. But then if you was going to pick it up from somewhere like Roadruff, so you're looking at a massive like 50,000 loss in your profit from here to here. So there's, again, it's like I'm saying, do you want a longer trip with more profit, or do you want shorter trips with less profit, but you can make more of them? And there's going to be more stock. So if you look here at the places where we've got the best stock, we're looking at Ryder and Woodruff have got 30,000. So you definitely should be able to fill your ship there. And the other one's Microtech. So New Babbage is a massive difference. You're going to lose so much. So I wouldn't look at the New Babbage one. I would look at the Hurston one, and I'd either go to Woodruff or Ryder. So you're looking at 116 from that to that. If you wanted to, you could go to Woodruff here and then over to Orison, and you'd make about another 10,000. So you're losing about 10,000 or something. So I'd stick to going to Lawville and lose the 10,000 rather than going all the way to Crusader. Now, if you wanted to stick around the Crusader area, the other option you could look at here is going to ArtCorp 414 here in Crusader. And if we look here at Crusader, ArtCorp 414, there's 800, so you may fill up your ship. But if we go to the station itself, they also sell a Grecium here, and they sell 180 of it. So you may come and there may not be enough beryl, and that does refresh at 6 a minute. So you may be able to top up with a Grecium, and you're probably going to get around the same profit from the both of them two together. And so you could end up filling your ship from the two, and then you're over at the Crusader area. So if you go to 141, you could come over and grab a Grecium at 141 and sell that at Orison. And like I said, the profit's around the same. Even though you won't fill your ship with the Grecium, you could fill it with a mixture of a Grecium and a beryl together. So that's the type of runs I would be looking at, guys. Have a look through of them yourself and what you might look at. You might look at acetine and say, right, I'll get some acetine from there and pick and sell it to there. Just have a look at what you think might be the best bet. Another good one could be diamonds from Microtech to Area 18, again 130, but massive amount of investment with diamond. And the last one to look at is gold. Now with gold, you could be looking at going to Crusader SD1 and to Area 18, your best and best, and you're looking at around 473,000 profit. You're going to have to invest at 1.7 million. But these are runs that the pirates are watching. So if you go to the Microtech one, again, you're looking at 400 odd. If you go to New Babbage, again, you'll probably lose a little bit, but that might be a better run going from Shubin 18 to New Babbage, and it's a quicker run. And if you go to the Crusader one to Orison, you're losing about 100,000, but again, it's the quicker run. And so that's the one to look at as well. Look at your investment, look at the dangers of it. Even though these are in armistice zones, depending on how you can get off your planet, like this one, you're on a planet, so it's going to be a massive long haul to get yourself off that planet. Whereas this one in SD1, you're on a moon, so it's going to be quicker to get off the moon. So you got to look at things like that as well, especially if you've got a big ship like your Starfarer. So I'm going to end this one here, guys. Hopefully that gives you enough information, Bam Corp Gaming, and anybody else that's stuck around to watch this and how I plan my routes and me describing it. So we hope you like that one, guys. If you did, don't forget to take that pointer and tickle that like button for us and the bell and subscribe notification. And we'll see you guys on the other side. Let's do this.